Hi, my name is Tyler Blake. I'm a lead mobile developer here at FocustApps.
What made you want to become a mobile developer?
Initially, probably just happenstance. I originally came over, had worked with NativeScript at a previous job, did some side projects with that, enjoyed it, and then took the opportunity here at FocustApps as a web developer. Small mobile job came through and ended up moving over and doing mobile and stuck there.
What school did you attend and what did you major in?
I went to the University of Louisville, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, majoring in Computer Information Systems with a specialization in web development.
Did you ever think about changing your course of studies?
I did. I actually enrolled at University of Louisville as a high school history teacher, and before classes started, I moved out and switched to business school.
What was college like?
Busy. I worked night shift at UPS through college to pay for it, so a lot of last minute running classes in the morning, sleeping during the day, and then working at night.
Your first job right out of college, how was it?
My first job out of college was at a consulting firm here in Louisville. Worked as on their custom application development team, basically doing full stack development, .NET, MVC, C#.
What did you like about it?
I like the structure, so when you're estimating things out, you know exactly, once you've done some of that development, you know exactly how long it's going to take. Whereas nowadays, some of these new web frameworks, you can run into a lot of hiccups.
What didn't you like about it?
I didn't like being tied to Microsoft technologies. Now, obviously, things have changed recently, but back so many years ago, it was always Azure, always these other services that we used across the applications, and didn't really have a choice to branch out into newer technologies.
At FocusApps, you're currently using the NativeScript stack. What are other stacks that you want to see FocusApps using?
I see us probably moving into doing some React Native. NativeScript is a pretty awesome framework for building mobile apps for iOS and Android that perform as well as native apps. The big name in that market is React Native, so I can definitely see us getting into some of that stuff in the future.
You like speaking at conferences. Can you tell me what made you get into that?
For me, speaking at conferences is just another way to help people out, and that's probably why I started my college career intending to become a teacher. Really like teaching and helping people grow and just constantly learning. So conference talks are just another way for me to kind of give out some of the stuff I've dealt with, some of the knowledge I have gained, and help people out.
What conference would you really like to speak at?
Any of the big ones I would like to speak at. NGConf in Salt Lake City is like the big Angular one. That one would be fun to speak at. Yeah.
What do you do when you're not developing?
When I'm not developing, I'm usually hanging out with my wife or two dogs, or doing extra side projects on the side, or playing some video games.
What advice would you give someone who wants to be a mobile developer?
I would say just like with getting into any sort of development, it's especially if you've not done it before, it's a big learning curve at the beginning. So I would say just stick with it, and as long as you're passionate about it and willing to put in some effort, you'll get wherever you want to go.
Eminem is your favorite rapper, of course. If he rapped on a song, Who Let the Dogs Out, would it have been a hit?
I don't know if he was on that song, I don't know if he could compete with the Baja Boys, but I think it could be a hit.
One more question. You drive a Subaru WRX. What happened? You couldn't afford a Supra?
Oh, oof. Supras are incredible. she's like sick bird. Supras are definitely one of the dream cars that I would like to own. They are incredibly rare, especially to get one that's not been abused or broken. So they are super expensive. So yes, it's a sad note there, but I'm Tyler Blake, and this is Team Focused.